Hello, friends and fellow flute enthusiasts, and thanks so much for tuning in. Today, I wanted to share with you a flute from our pre owned flute collection, if you will. We have a trade in flute program, so people, students, members can trade in their flutes. That means they can send in their gently played, used flutes for cash or credit to our Horizons Flute store and school. So we have rehomed over 600 flutes to date since we started this program. And I wanted to give a little bit more detail about particular flutes that come in that need a little bit more explanation. And this is certainly one of those. And this will be kind of a series that we do here on YouTube just to kind of showcase some of these more special flutes that come in that do need a little bit more explanation. Today I'm looking at a high spirit flute. It's a double flute in the key of G. This is a very typical, but also not typical high spirit flutes in that same kind of setup, this A-frame or V-shaped drone flute. So your main melody flute on one side. And then there's another flute over here. This is the drone side. Now this particular flute has 3 playing holes over here. And there are leather straps here, but there are also plugs down here that came with the flute itself. And so we can use these. I want to explain a little bit how you might get the most out of a flute like this, not just this particular flute, but one like it. So 2 mouthpieces as well, or embouchure holes here, so you can play this as a single flute, or you can kick in to add that drone flute. We're going to start at the bass and work our way up the flute. So this is the single flute only. Okay, I'm actually going to use the plugs. The straps are a little loose right now. I don't want to go through and tighten them and have to go through. But the process of whether you use the plugs or the straps, there's no real difference. You just want to make sure that if you are using straps, these leather straps, that they're tied, and push them down a little bit with your finger. That way they really secure the hole there. So now that I have all 3 of these plugged, this flute is now going to play the note of G. So it's going to play what this one is over here, all holes closed. So it sounds just like a regular or traditional drone flute. Now I'm going to remove the bottom plug here. And now there's one hole open. And that's going to resonate here. So that's a B flat. It's going to be the note here. So I can now play this drone side, and this is now going to be kind of my tonal center or my home note. Really pretty. That puts it more into a major scale. I'm going to lift that next one. This one is going to play a 4th. I'm just going to readjust here. This one's going to play a 4th now, so that'll be G, A, B, C. That's going to play the note of C. And again, if you look across, if I now treat this one as that tonal center, we can approach it that way. By the way, if you have a flute like this that has those 3 holes over here, playing the 4th or having that constant 4th harmony while you play your lead flute, this is a wonderful way to play Amazing Grace. And it has a lot of good harmony in it when we set our drone flute up this way. Now, here we are. We've uncovered all 3. So the straps are between the holes here, but the holes are open. The plugs are back in their holder. And so now we have a 5th, which plays the note of D. one way that I really like to approach this is we use both hands, not on one flute, but on both sides, on each side. So normally I like to have these drone side holes on my right side because I play right-handed. However, they are set up on the left side of the flute for me, and that feels a little awkward because then I'd have to play with my right hand up here, which feels really weird, and my left hand down here, which is opposite for me. And this is a really fun exercise to practice different, it makes your brain work really, to practice this way, switching up your hands, even if you're playing on a single flute and you're used to playing right hand on bottom. Sometimes go through and change that and just see how we get into these little ruts, we get into these little things that we always do, and how changing your hands can kind of force something different, unfamiliar out. So for today, I'm actually going to do this really weird move. I'm going to still keep my right hand on bottom, but this flute affords me the opportunity to come up through like this. So now I can play these just as if I was. So there's a little crisscross action going on here, which is totally fine. I've got room on a smaller flute like this, though. I'm not going to have the room because I'm going to be really cramped. So let's see what comes out this way. Now I can change my harmony. I'm not locked into just keeping a constant note over here. And this is not particularly special to the high spirit flutes. This is for any drone flute that has those 3 holes on that side. This is why when students come to me and they're like, I'm looking for a drone flute, I always advise, hey, if you can, if the maker is able to, then go ahead and get those 3 holes on the drone side, whether plugs or straps, whatever, because you want something that you can grow into. This opens up a lot of musical possibility when you have these options. If it just plays a solid note, a constant note, you don't get the fun stuff that I showed you already and what I'm about to show you here. So here we go. Lots of fun that you can have with these. Now, one thing about our pre-owned flute program, we get lots of flutes in on the regular. It seems like every week we're getting flutes in and we distribute those. We bring them in, we tune them up, we look at them, clean them up, and then we offer those on our website. We've changed something for 2025, and our students and our members inside Horizons Plus, they are now getting access to these as a benefit, as a perk for 2025. So these are some of the changes that we had inside of our membership. And if you become a member, you'll also get that 48-hour priority access to these pre-owned flutes before we launch them to our large newsletter base. We have a smaller pool of students who we launch these to. So it's not the only perk, but just one of the many perks inside of the membership. And if you're not familiar with Horizons Plus, I'm not going to talk a lot about it in this video, but we do quite a bit as far as online workshops, courses. There's so much content already in the platform. There's a link below this video that you can check out, and we've got some promotional pricing going on right now as well, so you can look into that as well. If you have questions about the flute, about playing the flute, making music, being creative, or just loving life, let me know. Drop that in the comments below. We'll come through and we'll have a little chat. But if there's anything that I can do specifically to help you along your flute journey, please feel free to reach out, whether dropping a comment below or reaching out through our website. That's horizonsflutestore.com and horizonsfluteschool.com. So I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon. Thanks for your time today. I hope this helped you understand a little bit more about drone flutes and those 3 holes on the side, and also taking a look at this flute. Take care. See you again soon.